There are moments in life when you suddenly realize something painful. Someone who once saw you as a priority now treats you like a backup plan. You used to be the first person they turned to when something good or bad happened. Yet now, you're not even informed that anything has happened at all. That feeling, it's sharp and it's lonely, like a melody that once echoed in someone's heart, now slowly turned down until they forget it ever existed. And when we find ourselves in that situation, what's the most natural human response? To try harder. We begin to do more to be acknowledged, text first, initiate conversations, look for excuses to show up, just to remind them, I'm still here. But ironically, the more we try, the more we are taken for granted. The more we try to prove our worth, the less we are valued. This doesn't just happen in love. It happens in friendship, in the workplace, and even within our own families. But what if I told you? The solution is actually the opposite. Not to give more, but to pull back. Not to keep showing up, but to quietly disappear. It may sound counterintuitive, but this is one of the most effective ways to reclaim your value and respect. Not through words, but through your absence. In New York City, I once met a man named Alex. He worked at a small media company. Alex was the kind of guy who was always available, covering other people's shifts, bringing work home, never refusing a favor. He never complained. But over time, people began to take his kindness for granted. They gave him more work without asking. They forgot to say thank you. They began to treat him like a tool, not a teammate. One day, Alex caught a bad flu and had to take a week off. No one could fill his place. Projects were delayed, meetings lacked coordination, emails went unanswered. When he returned, Alex didn't blame anyone. But he changed. He started declining after-hours tasks. He did just what was in his job description. He spent his lunch break reading in the park, instead of staying to help others edit their pieces. And strangely, from that moment on, people began to respect him more. They no longer called him the nice guy who could be pushed around. They asked for his opinion. They apologized when they were out of line. Because Alex was no longer trying to be liked, he had learned to respect himself first. The lesson is simple. When you pull your energy back, people start to ask themselves, what just disappeared from my life? When you're no longer so easily available, they begin to see the true value of your presence. Just like when the power goes out unexpectedly, we suddenly realize the quiet importance of light. You don't need to get angry. You don't need to shout. You don't need to cause drama. Just quietly pull back your energy at the right time, in the right way, and it's already a powerful psychological move. However, stepping back doesn't mean you're playing mind games to manipulate. It's not a tactic. This is the moment when you shift your focus from others to yourself. From thinking, how do I get them to notice me, to how can I live better, grow more, and be happy regardless of whether they stay or not. Think about the things that make you feel alive. A dance class you've been wanting to join, a book you've always meant to read, a short trip you've been putting off because you didn't have someone to go with. This is the time to do those things, because when you live fully with yourself, you no longer need others to feel complete. And that self-sufficiency is exactly what draws people in. There's a truth that's kind of funny. People often don't realize what they have until it's gone. A friend once joked, I confessed my feelings and she didn't respond, so I stopped texting. A week later, she messaged me, "How have you been?" Like she just remembered I existed. And then he concluded, "It's not that she didn't care. It's that she thought she had the right to delay. But when I went silent, she realized that right could disappear." And it's true. Every relationship needs boundaries. When someone starts to take you for granted, chances are they've crossed an emotional boundary you've let them pass too many times. They may think you'll never leave, that you'll always be there, that you'll always forgive. But people only recognize someone's limits when they hit those limits. When you stop accommodating, they finally realize, "Oh, this is where I should stop." If they truly value you, they'll change. If they don't, great. Because you've just filtered someone undeserving out of your life. Their absence will make room for someone new. Someone who understands your worth without needing you to prove it. The best part is, you don't have to become someone else. You don't have to be more perfect, more attractive, or more clever to be loved. You just need to stop draining yourself for those who fail to see your worth. And if someone asks, "Why have you changed?" smile and say, "I didn't change. I just stopped wasting my care on the wrong places." Because in the end, everyone cherishes what they fear losing. But for someone to fear losing you, you have to be the one who knows your worth first. Remember, your value doesn't come from how others treat you. It comes from how you treat yourself. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to quietly walk away from places where you are no longer respected. That's not revenge. That's maturity.